Guys, welcome in. It's Ryan and Haley for Tycor Title Talk, weekly real estate wrap up on location today. What's up, Haley?
What's up? Yep, we are out in the field, switching it up a little bit on you guys.
Yeah, new venue, new ideas, but same inspiration level.
Right? Well, and with that always comes a little bit of overwhelm, doesn't it? Anytime we're changing or anytime we turn on TV, it's almost feels like anytime we go on social media right now,
Yeah,
things seem a little
there's
overwhelming.
so much to do, and to your point, that plenty of negative is available. Just a reminder, the positive is also available. We have to go looking maybe a little harder right now
hmm
than usual to find that. But in the case of overwhelm, I mean, I want to do everything I need to do everywhere all at once right now. And that leads me to not doing anything and feeling extremely overwhelmed.
I know we talk about it all the time. It's like, no, it needs to be done right now. We have to get it done. And then we're like, wait, it doesn't need to be done right now.
Yeah.
Like there's other things that we could do, but we definitely have our little routine when we feel that way and we get that anxious feeling of like, oh my gosh, I mean, I can't tell you how many times Ryan's looked at me or I've looked at Ryan. We've been in the office and it's like, okay, let's just stop what we're doing. Just stop and let's take some deep breaths.
Yes.
Because right now our emotions are super, super high. And when emotions really high, that means your logic and your brain thinking is like very, very low because you are not using logical thinking. You're thinking with your emotions. And I know if I think with my emotions, I'm a very emotional person. It is never good.
And there's a lot of collateral damage. Watch out. Haley's getting emotional. Watch out. No, so yeah, step five tactical steps to get from overwhelm into action is number one, breathe. And I love the pragmatic side of breathing because it delivers oxygen to your brain, which is a muscle and operates maximally and optimally when well oxygenated. And then the slow exhale out lowers your heart rate. So you're thinking better and you're relaxed when you do breathe. So, first thing to do when you're just in it, you're in the washing machine, you're in the barrel, whatever analogy, and you're feeling overwhelmed, stop, take a minute and do some 10 deep breaths, do some box breathing, get some oxygen, get some breathing in there. That's step one.
Well, and I don't know about you, but for me, like it is very hard to think about anything else if I'm just trying to focus on my breathing. If I'm counting in the breaths, holding, counting going out, and counting the time in between, it is very hard for me to think about all the other emotional things I have going on or the things that are overwhelming me at that time because I'm only focusing on trying to get my breath to slow down.
Yeah, and you quiet the mind, and
Mm.
it could be like a parade up here, or like a squirrel chase, or a cage match for squirrels in the brain sometimes. So quieting the mind is welcome and a welcome reprieve. So breathing helps you quiet the mind a little bit, a little bit of a mind reset, right?
Well, and then when you get your mind reset, then you can do step number two, which is the brain dumping of everything
Oh
because
yeah.
you're a little more, you're thinking more clearly, you're more logical. You're like, okay, everything that I need to get done, just write it down. Everything that's bouncing around here, brain dump it into a brain dumping journal. Or, like for me, I have one right next to my bedside at night because that's when I usually get all my crazy thoughts that come through.
Yeah.
So, having a little journal just to brain dump everything out and getting it out of your mind from bouncing around and onto a piece of paper, that alone helps calm some overwhelmingness.
It does because whether it's a list of just the annoying things you have to do, is take the cat to the vet, do the laundry, make calls, follow up with so and so, and then as you write them out, it could be 20 things, it could be 13, it could be 2 pages worth of stuff. Okay, but the point is you get it out of here where it can't take shape, it can't be prioritized, it can't be sorted by data
No.
points. Okay, but when you get it out on paper, now it's out. It's not dinging around in your head, occupying space, and it not allowing you to quiet the mind. And now it's right in front of you. And so when you have breathed, you've introduced logic into the equation by oxygenating the big brain muscle, and then you get it out of your head and onto paper. Now, step three is pick the big thing, the one big thing that will move the needle most, and do it first. And maybe that you don't want to do that thing, or it's the biggest, hairiest, gnarliest thing on the list. Do that one.
That's what I always choose first. I always pick the one thing that I really did not want to do because that means I should probably do that first. If I am like writing it down and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I do not want to have to do this. That's usually the thing that I should probably do first. Get it out of the way. get it done. And how do you eat that elephant, Ryan?
One bite at a time.
And you have to take it down. That's the only way. Sorry, guys, we're dorky. That's the only way you can really break apart that list. Because I know when I'm in overwhelm, chances are I'm like not doing anything. None of this is happening because I didn't do any of my steps to get it down. But if I get my steps down and I can identify that one thing to just start, and then when you get that in, you're creating a little bit of momentum because you got that one thing knocked out, checked off the list, and after that it's like, what's next?
Oh my gosh. Well, and that's a really great point you said there. Overwhelm is really close to disillusionment, which is really close to the fuck it button, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm just not doing anything because it's all too much. And we've all had days where we had to check out. And sometimes it's smart just to check out, take an hour, take a day, and just go breathe, go sit on the beach and contemplate life, and then come back when you're ready to play ball again, right? I mean, those days are things. But in the moment when you've got absolutely positively have to get things done, that's why conquering overwhelm is critical, is you can just start getting down to the minutia of what needs to be done and then do that thing. And so step 4 is what?
Step 4, after we do our breathing, after we write it down, after what was step 3? We pick the one thing. I was like, I just forgot what that was.
And then we move our bodies.
And then moving our bodies. So that helps really get out of your brain, whether it being jumping and doing 10 jumps or jumping jacks or just getting outside and getting some sun on your face. Changing your physiology changes your state of mind of what you're in.
Yeah, you tell your body, hey, I'm ready to move now. See, in the first part, your mind was overactive. So you had to lower the heart rate and get quiet and get still, okay? And then you eliminate all the noise and pick the one big thing that's going to move the needle for you. And then you tell your body, hey, time to get going again. So do 25 jumping jacks, do some push-ups, take a walk around the block, go for a jog, jump on the Peloton, hit your gym, whatever it is, but move your body because you're telling your body, hey, it's go time. And that takes us to the 5th step, which is go back to that thing and do it.
Take the action.
Take the action. You gotta do it. No action, no reaction. No cause, no effect. Nothing happens until that critical step when we get into action.
Well, and the only thing that not getting in the action creates is more overwhelm, because then you push off everything.
Right?
And then next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, I have way too much I need to get done. And then you have to start doing it. But if you could just really take the steps and identify the one thing and just focus on that, move your body after, and take action on your one thing, then you don't have this whole shit pile of things that we have to get to that we're just kind of pushing off in the corner, like that laundry that we're just kind of like shoving back in the closet.
We recently had the last drop dead day for taxes.
My gosh. And then they extended again. Did you see that?
They?
Yes.
Oh,
and I'm like, what? Like, that's not fair.
Well, thankfully, I pushed through my overwhelm and got everything. I think I have everything I needed, but so that's a good example of a lot of times urgency and stuff like that can push you to get things done. But when you're completely on the verge of doing nothing because of the overwhelm, it's great to talk about, well, breathe and feel better and get your mind right. But what does that really look like? We're big on steps and tactics. Okay, so that's a 5-step tactical approach to conquering the overwhelm, which we're all subject to. I was overwhelmed this morning, and I used these methods to get to not like a 10 out of 10, but to like a 4, like to where I was functional, right?
I mean, I'm overwhelmed like every day, and I like I said earlier, I can't tell you how many times Ryan and I have been in the office, and he's just been like, "Hey, stop what we're doing. We're gonna take some breaths. Yeah. That can wait 2 minutes because you're gonna be pissed off doing it. So just wait, take some breaths. Let's do some jumping jacks." And we'll get back into what we need to start doing, and we'll identify the first thing that needs to be done. And usually when we get done with that, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. We can do this. I don't picture that big red Office Depot fucking button anymore.
You know what? One of the big tricks for me is I go stand under the sky, because I don't care who you are and what you got going on. Everything seems a little bit smaller when you're looking up at the sky. And that's honestly a phenomenon that I've used frequently. Go breathe looking at the sky. And to your point, it's really hard to think about all the stuff that's wrong when you're breathing deeply and looking at the sky. Everything feels just that much smaller. So hopefully that's helpful to you. It has helped us on the daily to overcome overwhelm, and it's an ongoing process. But that's what we have for you on this day.
Yep. So those are your 5 steps. And if you need any help or an accountability buddy, that's what we're here for. We have each other. We can help hold you accountable. Whenever you're feeling stressed, send us a text of like, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, and we will help you through that. That's what we
Yeah.
love to do.
Just talking about it cuts the problem in half, I promise you. So
Mhm.
please feel free to reach out. We appreciate our roles on your team. And until next time, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Haley.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.